All right, everyone. Sergio with the RideShare Guy. Here are the results of the experiment. I couldn't finish all 20 yesterday. I had to finish them this morning. I did 17 yesterday, and it was pretty slow. I even had to take some trip radar trips, to be honest with you. But I accepted 20 in a row. I went all over LA. I went from San Fernando Valley, Granada Hills, Northridge area, all the way to Santa Monica, to Culver City, to Beverly Hills. Then it sent me back, which I would have never taken, to the dead zone, which cost me about an hour and a half. There were no pings. Then sent me to Glendale. Then back into the city. I was all over the place. And the last trip of the 17th trip took me literally like 8 miles from the house, and it was 8 p.m. and I was like, okay, let's not push our luck. So this morning I got up early enough, 8:30ish. Now you all can say all the hocus pocus stuff that all the trolls will say. It'll be like, oh yeah, they know you, they give you all the good trips, all this stuff. I'm not buying any of that. However, all opinions are welcome. This morning, I'm going to consider myself lucky because within 15-20 minutes of turning the app on, I got a trip to UCLA, again from the Valley, then a trip to Century City Mall, then a trip to Sunset and Highland, West Hollywood, and that's it. I mean, here are the numbers. So Saturday, yesterday, online about 9 hours, active about 6 hours, so running about 70% utilization rate. $171.60 gross. $27.80 in tips. $2 in promotions. None of these were surge trips. There was no surge in LA. Today, 6302, 2 hours online, 1.5-ish active. Pretty good, but that made me accomplish the $24.15 quest, which is included in these numbers. As far as cost analysis, the way I do it is I drove a total of 180 miles exact for all dead miles, period 1, period 2, period 3, and for online and active explanations, you can click on how we calculate stats. It's right here, online time, active time, trips, pretty self-explanatory. You all should know that already. Now, let's add the numbers up. Let's go back to the cost for a minute. I drove exactly 180 miles. My car averaged 27.8 miles per gallon for those 180 miles. Mixed, obviously, highway and freeway and city miles. That's all pickups, dead miles, repositioning, all that stuff. Okay, so 180 miles divided by 27.8 is about 6.5. So I spent 6.5 gallons of gas, consumed 6.5 gallons of gas. Yesterday I bought gas at $4.25, including 15 or 14 cent upside discount. And so that's about 6.5 gallons of gas. Okay. Now, I consider everything when I'm calculating my costs. My car is a 2021 Hyundai Santa Fe. It runs on about $5 an hour, $5 to $6, depending on the gas cost. Right now, gas is as low as I've remembered over the last 6 months in California anyway. I know most of you have much lower costs per gallon. But I'm going to go with $5 an hour. What does that $5 an hour include? That includes depreciation for 180 miles. That includes wear and tear, meaning maintenance costs, obviously, insurance, all those things, right? So let's look at the numbers. Let's look at the totals. $171.60 on Saturday, $63 on Sunday combined. That's about $235 for both days. Now, there may be some tips coming in. I think I got tipped probably 5 or 6 or 7, maybe. I'm not sure, out of all the trips. And none of them were like $1 or $2. They were all like $4 or $5 tips. But we're not working for tips, obviously, but they're all welcome. $235 gross. Let's look at the numbers. Online hours, almost 9 hours, let's say, on Saturday. 2 hours on Sunday, so that's 11 hours. Take 235 divided by 11. You're right about $21.50 an hour. 22, 21 and a half. Let's look at active total hours, hour and a half on Sunday. Let's say 6 hours on, or 5 3/4 hours on Saturday. So that's 7 1/4 hours. 235 divided by 7 1/4 for active time. Hot diggity damn. I'm not going to apologize to the CEOs, but on this one, they hit it on the head. They all keep talking about 32, 33 per active hour, including incentives and tips. And these obviously numbers are all inclusive of tips and incentives. And sure enough, right about 32, 33 per active hour. Now, this is not a scientific experiment. This was done just over a weekend, 20 trips in a row, except 20 in a row. Trust the algo, let it take you wherever it's going to take you. I'm not sure if everybody's getting 32, 33. I'm sure some people are getting under, some people are getting over. But this is their nationwide sales point, 32, 33 per active hour. Well, I hit the numbers on the head. For this experiment. Again, this is not scientific. This is just one weekend. I'm one driver in Los Angeles in my own bubble. All markets are different. I fully understand that. But let's take the costs out of these numbers. So I grossed about 21 and a half per online hour. Let's be generous. Let's call it 22. Take the $5 cost per hour to run my car. I was online about 11 hours. That's 55. Take the 55 out of 235. I'm at $18 in LA. The minimum wage is $16.70. So I'll touch above minimum wage. Could I go flip a burger and make 18 to $20 an hour? Yeah, definitely. On an active hour, take the 5 out of the 32, 33. Let's say 33 is 28 after expenses. Look. This provides me some sort of flexibility and freedom, obviously, because in any other job, I couldn't just work, 11 hours online or be there 11 hours and work 7 and say, okay, I'm leaving now to your boss. So that's one advantage. The other part is, I know everybody is going to come out, go, oh, yeah, you're the chosen one. They give you the best trips. Let me give you the breakdown of my trips, which kind of surprised me, actually. Out of 20 trips, 2 were Uber X share trips, min fare, $3 and change, garbage. But I took it anyway because I was going to take all 20. About 2 or 3 were X trips. Everything else was comfort trips. Now, Uber may be pricing these trips very low to the consumer for them to move up from the X to the comfort level. 15 of the 20 trips, I think, were comfort. And even this morning, all 3 were comfort. So Uber may be doing this to compete with extra comfort on Lyft or vice versa. I don't know. To me, the numbers were surprising. There was no surge in LA all Saturday and all Sunday morning. Okay. Now this brings me to this point, right? When there is no surge, people may have to do this. Just accept and trust the algo. And in fact, we had a popular video we put up with Jeff, and a lot of other channels came out and talked shit about it, saying, yeah, he's the reason why, the rates are low, all this stuff. Bullshit. The guy does what he does. I actually did what he did. He goes out Saturdays and Sundays, 12-hour shifts at a time, and accepts every trip. His acceptance is 99%, and I know in the community there are a lot of people do that. Am I an ant? No, but yesterday and today I had to be an ant because there is no surge. There is no cherries to pick. What am I supposed to do? Sit on my ass and watch YouTube? I can do that at home. Why do I have to be in my car? Right? So the numbers don't lie. I mean, look, $235 gross, 11 hours online, 7 1/4 active. Right. I mean, I could do something else and make the same amount of money without wear and tear on my car. I get it. How are your numbers looking in your city? Again, going back to the Jeff situation and people accepting 100% of the trips. This may be the way now. I mean, if you don't accept trips, you're not making money. Okay? If you cherry pick, yes, once in a while Uber will hide the surge and you may get a lucrative trip and hit one out of the park. But there are no cherries to pick. Yesterday and today there were none, and that wasn't the experiment anyway. The experiment was just accept 20 in a row and go wherever the algo is going to take you. There may be a point to that. There may be a hybrid point. Work like that, make your cash in the morning or wherever you're working, there is no surge. And when the surge comes in, then start becoming a cherry picker. I think that's the name of the game these days. You cannot just go, I'm just a cherry picker. I'm just going to sit here and accept trips. Again, finally, numbers. 235 gross. Some tips may come in, but I'm doing this a couple hours after the experiment ended anyway. 11 hours, about 21 and a half, 22 per online hour. Right on the nose, 32, 33, like the CEO says, per active hour. Dollars per mile, 180 miles total, all miles included. At 235 is right about $1.50 a mile. That's not bad. That's pretty decent. What else? What other numbers you guys want to know? 20 trips, so per trip average, right about 10. 10 would be 200, so 11 and a quarter dollars per trip. Pretty decent. What else? Lastly, look, it is what it is out there. It is the toughest I've seen in the last 8 years in LA. If you told me a few years ago, you're going to work for 21, 22 per online hour, I'd be laughing at you. I'd be like, no way. I can't go out there for anything less than $30 an hour. And there is a point to that because we are taking risks out there. Driving is not easy. A lot of people think it's just easy. It's not. We're taking risks, and I don't think what we're getting paid is commensurate to the risks we're taking of accidents and anything else that could happen on the road, shitty passengers, whatever it is. But look, it is what it is at the moment. Incentives are gone. I had a 24-15 Quest, which is included in these numbers. I worked a Saturday, which is a weekend, which is, 11 to 8 p.m. There was no surge at 6 p.m. when people are going out in Los Angeles. Before, that's unheard of to me. And this morning I may have gotten lucky. Again, finally, this is not a scientific test. I'm going to do this probably every other week. I'm going to do 1 week my way, 1 week go accept everything. 1 week my way, meaning cherry picking, even if there is no surge. The reason my numbers were probably low is there were 2 trips that killed me in this experiment. There was no way I would have gone back to the valley from the middle of the city that I was in already with that trip that they gave me. I definitely wouldn't have taken that because that pretty much killed my whole day. Can I cherry pick without surge and play the position game better and incrementally improve the $21, $22 online hour earnings? Yeah, absolutely. Probably get it up to 23 to 25 and improve the active hours as well. But this is the name of the game. You guys got to have to apply a hybrid formula. When there is cherries to pick, by all means, pick them. When there is no cherries to pick and you need to put food on the table, you got to do what you got to do. If you're a 20, 25-hour-a-week driver, you don't have time to cherry pick. You're going to go out and earn some cash and take it home. So that's the end of the experiment. I am actually pleasantly surprised. Now, we have a couple of new things happening. Please, I'm going to write an article about this with all the numbers. Please sign up to our free newsletter. There is amazing information in there. I know people like watching things more than reading things these days, but it's such valuable resources in there. Please go sign up. It's free. Number 2, we have a new show coming up called Crossfire. It's me and Harry Campbell, the founder of the RideShare Guy, picking a couple of topics and debating it for 30 minutes. Luckily, we're not in the same room, so we don't get to punch each other out, because I am sure he's going to say some corporate bougie bullshit to me. And we're going to have some fun, and let's see if you guys like it. Outside that, you all be safe out there. Look, there is time to cherry pick. There is time to end. This weekend was time to end, but it was intentionally end. And look, I'm surprised with these results. 21, 22 per online hour and, 32, 33 per active hour, which is what the CEOs are saying. But it's 1 week. 1 week doesn't make a trend. I'm going to keep doing this. I'm going to keep testing. And, for a weekend, it's probably nothing major, really. $22. I can go flip burgers and make the same amount of money. But please comment below. Bring on the hate, bring on the love. We're all open to every opinion. You have a good one. Be safe out there.